Today I'll be reviewing the best flying piranha horror movie out there, Piranha 2: The Spawning, right here on Movies in a Nutshell. Hello everyone and welcome to Movies in a Nutshell, where we talk about movies in a quick way so you can get on with your day. I am your incredible host, Detective Artemis, and before we go on, you hit that thumbs up button because I know it, you know it, Marvel-hating Martin Scorsese knows it. You really want to like this. Please? Today our movie will be Piranha 2: The Spawning. In this video I will be talking about spoilers, so if you haven't seen Piranha 2 yet, consider yourself lucky. This movie had a very messy production story with the lack of planning, location scouting, and the firing of two directors, one of them being my hero, James Cameron. Now technically this movie is his directorial debut, but not really, because he only shot a couple of scenes until he was fired, and he couldn't take his name off the movie because he couldn't afford a lawyer. Cameron wasn't even allowed to see the footage that he shot. So the story goes that he snuck up into the office and then recut the movie, but he was caught by the Italian producer who then recut the movie back to how it was, and the final product was pretty terrible. It was then submitted to Warner Bros. For distribution, but they were like, that shit sucks. Though the flying piranha thing was their idea. Eventually they found a distribution company who often distributed porn films. This movie has porn vibes to it for sure. However, there is a Cameron cut out there, but I unfortunately saw this recut one. Lucky me. Now, how about that Snyder cut though? Fun fact of this story though, during production, James Cameron, he got kind of sick and he was malnourished. He had this dream about a metal skeleton coming out of a fire to hunt him down with a knife and stuff. And well, that led to the creation of Terminator. So, all's well that ends well. Our story here is about a woman named Anne who learns that one of her divers from her diving school was killed, murdered, eaten by something unknown to her. Prior to this though, we do see a couple try to bang underwater and then they get eaten by the piranhas as well. Similar to Jaws? Absolutely. But after the release of that movie, it spawned, you know it, pun intended, bitch, a bunch of other killer fish movies like Piranha 1, Orca, Barracuda, and Humanoids from the Deep. That sounds pretty cool actually. I might have to check that one out. Now Jaws may get all the credit for being imitated, but it was Gilman who got that ball rolling. Gilman, I miss you. You need to come back. You were just ahead of your time. Anne's estranged husband, played by the very awesome Lance Henriksen, is the island sheriff and begins the investigation of the murders. We eventually find out that a canister full of genetically modified piranhas, although in the film they're actually grunions and not piranhas, so they fucked up their own title, kind of like Troll 2, were accidentally lost at sea by scientists. Or conspiracy theory, they let them go on purpose and try to gather some data around them and how they kill and eat and stuff. Kind of like Wesker and Resident Evil. Apparently they were trying to make the ultimate bioweapon for wars by throwing them bad boys into the enemy's water supply. That's one hell of a way to go. You know, taking a shit and a piranha just bites you right up in the ass. Now that is one way I do not ever want to go because my poop time is my sanctum. Do not disturb me, please. I'm like a monk. Now speaking of these things, there was a very annoying sound every time they showed up on screen. It sounded like the fucking Putty Patrol from the Power Rangers. Thinking about it now, they also sound like those chickens from Zelda. You know when you keep swiping at them and then you piss him off and his whole crew comes to jump you? Yeah, that sound. Halfway through the movie, I wanted to blow my goddamn brains out because at that point, I already heard it about 50 times and I had no idea how much more was left in that chamber. The best part is when out of nowhere, the piranhas developed the ability to fly. Yes, you heard right. Fucking flying killer piranhas. Now, I know flying fish do exist, but they kind of glide more than anything. Now these motherfuckers, they actually fly with direction like a goddamn bird. I guess it also means that they can breathe out of water too. The ultimate bioweapon. Tyrant. There was even a scene towards the end where the hotel guests were killed during a party because these motherfuckers flew right out of the water and bit them in the fucking jugular, which I guess is their favorite part of the body because everyone who died got bit in the goddamn throat. That's pretty vicious. I'll give them that. Although it did look pretty funny, and then especially when the actors weren't reacting to pain, they were just like, Yeah, it really sounds like you're in pain there. Now, I didn't give a shit about any of these characters, except the dynamite fisherman Gabby, whose son was killed by these goddamn piranhas. It was pretty sad, and for a moment, I was actually rooting for him. I was just all like, alright man, I hope you get your revenge, because these goddamn piranhas are out of control, and it's up to you to stop them. But then he died like a little bitch. What a waste. How did he die, you ask? Needless to say, the acting in this movie was fucking horrible. The only one who actually gave a shit was Lance Henriksen, but not even he could carry this fucking fish turd of a movie. There was also a bunch of pointless moments between characters with their dialogue that had nothing to do with the movie, nothing to do with the plot whatsoever. I felt like I was watching The fucking Room. You're tearing me apart, Lisa! Yeah, that one. The movie ends when Anne and her biochemist fuckboy blow up the ship that the Piranhas made a home out of, and her and Steve save their son from the blast range. Now the funniest thing is that the son, during the whole movie, he was just out on the boat trying to bang this girl. He had no idea what was going on. No idea that fucking flying piranhas existed and killed half the hotel guests. I can only imagine his face when his dad was like, son, a lot of people were killed because of flying piranhas. He's like, what? Flying piranhas, bro? Now it's time to rate the movie, so let's look at the rating system, starting with the best on the left. We have awesome must watch, damn fine movie, good dumb fun, watch your board, and avoid at all costs. To me, this was a very hard movie to watch, and not because it was scary, but it was just fucking plain boring and with no build of tension whatsoever. I didn't care about anything that was happening, and it felt like it was dragging a lot. When your movie is only 90 minutes long and it's feeling pretty slow, that's a problem. The piranha kills looked pretty cool at times, but more goofy than anything. This wasn't even a so bad it's good movie, it's just plain bad. So I hereby declare Piranha 2: The Spawning, avoid at all costs. Damn, haven't had one of those in a while. So if you guys are bored enough to watch the movie, what did you think of it? Vote on the poll above. And what is your favorite killer fish movie? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this amazing channel. I am Detective Artemis, and stop. No, please, make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop.